Welcome back to Water Polo World. This is the first episode of our second season. In this edition, a look back on the draw of the European Water Polo Championships, both Super Cups, and a quick glance on the pools around Europe where the Champions League and Euro Cup have already gotten underway. The former residence of the Serbian royalty, the Beli Dvor, or White Palace, was the host for the official draw for the 37th European Water Polo Championships, to be played in Belgrade in January next year. A beautiful Neo-Palladian palace filled with priceless paintings hosted the draw that had big importance for participating nations.
Serbia, it's one of the best organizers of water polo for the knowledge of the game, for the knowledge of sports, and for the experience on the last editions, 2006, 2016. And I really expect an amazing organization, as we can saw today from the draw. Very well organized, with a lot of legends from water polo. So I'm really excited about this next tournament in the next January.
European Aquatics has changed the rules for this competition. After the system with two divisions used in the last tournament played in Zagreb and Dubrovnik, this time the competition consists of 4 groups of 4. After 3 rounds, the 3 best placed teams from every group will go through to another group, carrying over the results from the first group. The best 2 from this group will qualify for the semi-final. There are no crossover or quarter-final matches in this system.
It will be a little bit different than it was before. I think it's better for the sport. It's better for the water polo. We can see very good games from the first day, because you cannot lose not even a game to be sure to go to the semi-final. It maybe you need a different mentality, a different mindset. You have to be very sharp 100% from the first day.
Pa evo, ja ću prije svega pozdraviti ovu odluku čelnika Alene i TVPC-a i ljudi koji su donijeli odluku. Mislim da je ovo puno sportske i puno poštenije. Da, ukoliko izgubiš utakmicu u grupi, ona ti komplicira kasnije. Međutim, puno je negdje poštenije nego što je bilo do sad. Kao čovjek sa ogromnim iskustvom koji je ući ću 26. u 14. godinu svog izborničkog mandata, 14 godina, 14 ili ko zna koliko tih četvrtfinala sam prošao i znam o čemu pričam, gdje ti sve pada, sve ono što radiš pada u tom jednom danu, nije do kraja, rekao bih, valja fair i sportski. Ovo mi se čini puno poštenije, puno sportskije. Prema tome, izgubio si utakmicu u grupi, imaš ovamo još 2-3 utakmice se čupaš, dobio si u grupi, imaš ovdje pravo na jedan kiks, puno sportskije, tako da evo, pozdravljam tu odluku i mislim da je ovo jedan napredak za naš waterpolo sport.
After the welcoming speeches were over, it was time to get busy. The draw was assisted by 2 Serbian water polo legends, Milan Aleksic and Filip Filipovic. This is what they came up with. Group A, Malta, France, Montenegro and Hungary.
No, I said it was a very interesting draw, especially on the beginning. What can I say? It is very difficult, especially because we will follow the group C. For the A group, we have France and Hungary, and after that, we will continue with the group C, where we have, with all calculations, Serbia, Netherlands, and of course, again, Spain. It will be very difficult with the new system of competition, and every game it must be tough and heavy. But if you like we always said, if you want to win, you must win on the end. You must win all. So it will be very hard to reach first 4 places before the end. But I think it is very possible for the team of Montenegro.
Not an easy group and not an easy cross after, because probably we made meet with Serbia and Spain, and one from these 2 and also Montenegro. One of these we have to beat to go to the semi-final. So it won't be easy, but it's okay.
Group B, Slovenia, Greece, Croatia and Georgia.
znaju se ambicije hrvatske reprezentacije, to je uvijek negdje polufinale ili finale, prema tome ovdje sad znamo da do tog eventualnog polufinala ili finala nemamo na tom putu Srbiju, nemamo Španjolsku i Mađarsku, prema tome jedno određeno zadovoljstvo, ali ništa to ne znači, to je samo papir. Znamo da imamo i Grke, bronzu sa svjetskog prvenstva, jednu sjajnu reprezentaciju, Talijane, da ćemo imati Rumunje koji znaju biti, koji su držali sad Mađare doslovno u konopcima do zadnjih sekunda na svjetskom prvenstvu, da imamo jednu Gruziju. Kvalitetnija reprezentacija sigurno od njih jesmo, ali to treba pokazati u bazenu. Tako da je jedno određeno zadovoljstvo, ali kažem, nisam nikada bio neko koji je davao pretjeran, kako se kaže, pretjeran značaj tom žrebu. Kasnije, tek kad ono počne, onda počinje prave utakmice i sve ono što daje pravu srž sporta.
Group C. Netherlands, Israel, Serbia and Spain.
U jednom trenutku sigurno moraš da igraš sa najboljim ekipama. Jeste u ovoj strani žreba, onako izgleda ispunjen u eventualnom tom putu do polufinala. Dobili smo dve trenutno najjače reprezentacije koje su najviše pokazale na svjetskom prvenstvu u Singapuru, Španiju i Mađarsku. Nikako za podcenjivati tu Crnu Goru i rivalitet, taj sportski vaterpolo koji postoji. I Francuska i Holandija je zemlje koje stvarno žele da napravi iskorak i imale su neke, da kažem, rezultate i mogu da iznenade svakog novom takmičenja. Tako da u svakom slučaju 6 nažalost, ozbiljnih, teških utakmica do polufinalnog susreta, tako da nezahvalno uopšte prognozirati, pričati nekom daljem žrebu, ići ćemo utakmicu po utakmicu, pa ćemo da vidimo gde će nas to odneti.
For us, it's a big opportunity to play in this amazing pool with these stands full for Serbian supporters. That here is water polo is like a religion. For us, we are happy to play in this amazing atmosphere. Post Perone, it's impossible to find one player to make the things that it's possible to make Perone. So I think that we need to build in a new team. I am sure that we have quality talent in our team to improve, to play against the top nation. But of course, Perone was amazing the last year for us. But okay, I am sure that all the players, he learned a lot from Perone, and now he's a moment for these players.
Group D. Turkey, Romania, Italy and Slovakia. The competition starts on January the 10th of next year. Judging from previous editions of the European Championships played in Serbia, we can certainly expect great games, fierce rivalries and a packed arena. Let's not forget that the record for the largest attendance to a water polo game is from the European Championships from 2016, which was hosted in Belgrade with 18,473 spectators in the stands. Budapest, the pearl of the Danube, a city of breathtaking architecture and countless thermal baths. But on October the 8th, it transformed into the beating heart of water polo. Ferencváros and Pro Recco, two giants representing the very best of European club water polo, clashed in a fiery, electric atmosphere that lit up the Hungarian capital. Last season's Champions League winners were up against the Euro Cup champions. The same two clubs that have shared the previous 6 Champions League titles, 3 apiece. The Fradi were after their 6th Super Cup, while Pro Recco had their sights set on a historic 10th. Two forces in perfect equilibrium, where every goal, every save could tip the scale either way. A clash so finely balanced, you couldn't set a better matchup. And the green and white faithful couldn't wish for a better start. The perfect opening act. In just 3 minutes, Ferencváros stamped their authority, 3-1 up on the scoreboard, with both sides making use of their numerical advantages, before Sommer Vogel's save paved the way for Gergo Fekete's lightning-fast break. The story soon repeated, Vogel with the stop, Fekete with the finish, this time from the 2-metre line, 4-1. Roughly 3 minutes after the first goal, Recco rediscovered their touch. Francesco De Fulvio narrowed the gap. Still, the trading of goals persisted until the end of the quarter, with Ferencváros holding a 6-4 advantage. 10 exclusions on the board, Mandic already with 2 to his name. Not the greatest piece of news heading into the second act. And as it unfolded, the Italians began to close the gap and tilt the momentum their way. Lukas Duric struck first, trimming the gap to a single goal, but Fekete replied almost instantly with a sharp action shot of his own. The goals kept coming, including 2 from Rino Buric, one of Recco's key new arrivals. All came in near identical fashion from the centre position. And yes, it does look familiar. 3 Recco's goals all came in near identical fashion from the centre position, within a span of just over a minute and 40-ish seconds. And just when Ferencváros thought they'd seen out the half, the final 31 seconds turned the tide. Cannella and De Fulvio on target to pull Recco back on even terms, 9-9. Mandic's second goal put the Fradi back in familiar territory, in front, but their advantage was short-lived. Cannella levelled things up at 10-all, and then, with the goalie, Daniel Sciaconi excluded, Alvaros Granados scored, perhaps the simplest goal of the evening, handing Pro Recco their first advantage after 18.5 minutes of play. A third goal of the night from yet another Recco's old new signings. 33 seconds and a numerical advantage were needed for Christian Manhertz to make it 11 apiece, as a harsh battle in the pool continued. Brilliant goals, crucial saves on both sides as well, with Balázs Naeki and Sandro Sukno switching the first option goalkeepers throughout the game. As a side note, it was also the night Sommer Vogel made his long-awaited return from injury. Francesco Cassia gave Recco their last taste of the lead before the Fradi pieced together the perfect recipe to get back in the driver's seat. Martin Vamos, then Manhertz, extra player and penalty shot goal, 13-12. The latter in the sequence reaffirmed his brilliance on the big stage. Remember those 6 goals in June's Champions League final against Novi Beograd? A performance that earned him the MVP award? Well, look no further for the man of the hour in Budapest, as this evening was his 4th goal in total, a feat matched only by Gergo Fekete. 8 minutes to go. The back and forth continued. Kondemi, Mandic, Duric, the numbers went up by 1, the advantage never stretching beyond a single goal. Andrea Fondelli, already sidelined to a bystander's role a few seconds prior to the end of the third period buzzer, saw his rival and fellow Italian share the same fate halfway through the final quarter. Less than 3.5 minutes to go. Marton Vamos made no mistake, bringing the Fradi 6-on-5 to a perfect close, 15-14. The defence became the defining story, anchored by Vogel, who stood tall once more with a vital save in the dying minutes. The Fradi rose to the occasion, and that stop opened the door for them to retake the lead, but a lack of precision kept them from capitalising. The same went for Recco. No matter what they tried, the script refused to flip. Their final chance came with 24 seconds to play. De Fulvio's shot drifted wide, and it was clear that a few final seconds of calm composure would seal the Fradi's 6th Super Cup title. A 9th final in a row in all competitions, after which they prevail and lift the trophy. 11 in total since 2017, and they lost only 2. The perfect way to set the tone for the new season, lifting the Hungarian Cup for the 8th time in a row just days ago, and now retaining the Super Cup as well. The battle for European supremacy is over. The trophy stays in Budapest. Europe's finest, Ferencváros.
So
and gentlemen, the winner of the European Aquatics Men's Water Polo European Super Cup, once again, Ferencváros.
What a curtain raiser for the new Champions League season. In Barcelona, history was waiting to be written once again. Or perhaps it already had been. San Andreu, Champions League winners for the first time in their history against Dezan, who also celebrated their maiden Euro Cup triumph this season. A chance to become only the second Spanish club to lift the Super Cup trophy after Sabadell. The objective for Javi Anzar's players was clear and within sight. Meanwhile, Mick van den Brie's squad had already written a new chapter in Dutch water polo, placing the Netherlands on the Super Cup map among 5 other nations in the competition's 19th edition. But from the opening minutes, San Andreu made it loud and clear that the trophy isn't leaving Barcelona. Or perhaps, we should say, the Ruiz sisters did. Ari and Elena Ruiz joined forces to score 3 goals in 3 straight possessions. Ex-San Andreu star, now wearing Dezan colours, Rolin Schoit made the most of the first extra player opportunity to find the back of the net. Nona Perez, the MVP of last season's Champions League Final 4, played in Piraeus, added to the tally, as well as one of the newcomers to the club, the Aussie Alice Williams. The scoreboard read 5-1. As the first period wound down, 4 more goals arrived in the final 2 minutes, though the balance remained unchanged, the hosts still comfortably 4 goals ahead. 7-3. And if it wasn't visible from the pattern of the first quarter, it sure was from the second. San Andreu's comfortable advantage became the story's through line, with no sign of a Dezan comeback in sight. Control remained the Spanish side's motive. Alba Munoz joined the scorers with a well-taken goal from their numerical advantage, as the Dutch team failed to convert on consecutive power plays of their own. Alba Munoz wrote her name on the score sheet as well from a numerical advantage, while the Dutch side missed their back-to-back opportunities to do so. Christina Hicks's counter-attack goal cut the deficit back to 4. But too many wasted opportunities, especially with the extra player, proved costly. A few glimpses of a good action shot goal were seen from Tagyua Sam. And like Aroga, as the only 2 answers from the away side before the half-time. But still, nothing to worry about for the home side, as 11-6 stood on the scoreboard. It painted the picture, the job half done. The lowest scoring stretch of the match. Only 4 goals in total throughout the penultimate period, and the biggest advantage in favour of San Andreu, whose Robin Yuta ended the match with her 3rd and final exclusion. The Ruiz sisters were once again on target, followed by Queralt Anton's first of the game, the hero of the historic Champions League final that completed the remontada with her 2 goals in the last minutes in Piraeus against Sabadell. While the only reply from the Dutch side came through Rolin Schoiter's action shot goal. 14-7. Just 8 minutes separating San Andreu from another trophy. Schoit opened the last quarter with a counter-attack goal, her 3rd of the match, solidifying her place as Dezan's top scorer. Yet all eyes were on one player. Elena Ruiz stole the Super Cup spotlight. 5 goals in total, this 6-metre shot beauty included. 2 goals on each side followed. The older Ruiz, Ari, added another to her name as well. Nearly half of San Andreu's scoring came courtesy of the Ruiz sisters, the heartbeat of another historic night. But it was far from a 2-player show. Their shine was amplified by the cast around them, each leaving their mark and underlining the club's credentials as serious contenders for European glory in the season ahead. The final say belonged to Nerida Druez, her late strike setting the final score at 17-10. A quiet closing act to a night that belonged entirely to the home team. As the clock ran out, celebration erupted in Barcelona. And history, once again, written in San Andrea's colours. Their first Super Cup trophy came in what was already their third final since the start of the season, all within just a few days. The two before, in the Spanish Super Cup and National Cup, had slipped away. But this one, they never let it out of their grasp, not for a split second. Third time's a charm, as they say. Dzan's opportunity for redemption arrived soon, on the 8th of November on home soil, when the two sides crossed paths again in the Champions League group stage. This was merely Act 1, and San Andreu heads into the sequel with the poise of champions. The undisputed queens of European club water polo. The Water Polo Champions League has started. Europe's strongest clubs have played the first round, and as usual, there were some great games to see. These are the results. Radnički Vašas 17-16. Olympiakos Mladost 13-9. Jadran Mtel Jadran Split 14-11. Marseille Hanover 29. FTC Oradea 19-11. Primorac Brescia 13-14. Sabadell Barceloneta 12-16. Novi Beograd Pro Reco 8-12. Radnički and Vašas played a great game in Kragujevac. The Hungarians were in the lead for the first part of the game, but the hosts managed to turn it around with Perlanovic and Rashovic leading the squad. It finished 17-16. It was very exciting in Kotor, where Brescia edged in front in the end against Primorac. The final nail in the coffin was this goal from the Montenegrin in the Brescia cap, Vlado Popadic. Alessandro Bovo and his squad win again on the road. And finally, a Spanish derby that finished with a full goal advantage for Barceloneta. It didn't look that way in the first part of the match. Sabadell was playing very well, but Barceloneta was too strong for them in the end. Velotto, who came this summer from Marseille, scored 3 for the guests. Averkas, 5 goals from 5 attempts, was not enough to stop Sabadell's loss. These teams don't have a lot of time to rest and recuperate. Round 2 is coming soon on October the 28th and 29th. Vašas Olympiakos, Jadran Split Novi Beograd, Pro Reco Jadran Mtel, Oradea Primorac, Mladost Radnički, Brescia FTC, Barceloneta Marseille, Hanover Sabadell. The second strongest water polo competition, the Euro Cup, has also started. These are the results. Jug Teresa 16-12. Solaris Duisburg 15-10. Dinamo Szolnoki 15-16. Palanuoto Trieste Barcelona 2016. Panathinaikos Budućnost 16-8. Vuljameni BVSC 2019. Spandau Savona 15-16. Shabat Steaua 11-9. A close couple of games and a couple of great wins. Young Vuljameni team has beaten BVSC after penalties at home in one of the most prestigious suburbs of Athens. Savona has beaten Spandau in Berlin, courtesy of Lorenzo Bruni and Pietro Figlioli, who have scored 9 of Savona's 16 goals. and Szolnoki had beaten Dinamo in Bucharest after leading for a large part of the game. The next round comes quickly. It's on the 30th of October. That is all we have time for on this episode of Water Polo World. We'll see you again next month.